Hi, my name is Brandon Ford. I'm a senior at the University of Nevada, Reno. I am answering questions for my speech that was given in my Communication 302 class on assertive behavior. My thesis for the speech was, if I told you by honing in on yourself, you could develop a true understanding of what being assertive is, why you need to be more assertive, and techniques to teach you to be more assertive, and take that understanding or realization to the bank, it could change your life in ways you never saw imaginable. My thesis for answering my questions today are to further understand assertive behavior, to feel a positive interpersonal and professional assertive interactions, and to provide further clarity for a assertive lifestyle. The first question is, how important is assertiveness in the workplace? Assertiveness is important in the workplace because, according to Clara Rabin and Devorah Zellner of the British Journal of Social Work, they say that assertiveness helps maintain professional boundaries, actively request changes in job description to deal better with interpersonal conflicts related to job unclarity, and maintain better, workable, and harmonious relationships with workers and coworkers. My next three questions are very similar, so I grouped them together, and they're all asking me, why is being assertive grouped with being aggressive? Well, being assertive is grouped with being aggressive because, according to Cornelius Baker, Marianne Baker Rabdow, and Saul Bright of the Journal of Personality Assessment, they write that because of aggressive behavior, it seeks expansion of the realm of the individual that it can control. It can be physical, areas of function, and attention obtained or status. They say the link occurs because assertive behavior occurs in response to aggressive behavior, and it seeks reestablishment. My next question is, why is it a good thing to be assertive? It is a good thing to be assertive because, as I previously stated in my speech, to be assertive, it speaks to others and it speaks well to others. It allows you to see the world with assurance and to see yourself with assurance. And it allows you to also stand up for yourself and what you believe in, and also conduct yourself reasonably with other people. And most importantly, it allows you to stand tall and hold yourself with poise and dignity. Okay. My next two questions are very similar, and they're asking me, is assertiveness the same as power and control? Assertiveness is related to power because it gives the person more self-control, thus leading to self-confidence, which, according to Imre Oni and her colleague Jism Govin, they write in psychological reports that self-confidence is a characteristic capable of influencing individuals' behaviors, and that very confident people have the ability to dominate the room with their confidence, thus implying power and control of others. My next question is, why does assertive have bad connotations? Assertiveness has bad connotations because, as I previously stated in my speech in class, is that assertiveness is related to forceful personality. Unfortunately, assertiveness has been linked to bullying behavior and aggressiveness when trying to get your point across to others, but it has been shown that assertiveness is not related to those, and that assertiveness comes after aggression when a person tries to reestablish themselves within the situation, and that assertiveness is actually very healthy for the individual and for many, if not all, people in society, and being more confident and whatnot. And again, the bad connotations comes from just the fact that, again, it is related to aggressive styles of communication, and bullying and whatnot on other people, when in reality those are aggressive behaviors and not assertive behaviors. My next question is, what is the most important step in learning to be assertive? The most important step in learning to be assertive is actually comes from my research when I came across Clara John Shavada's article in Nursing when talking about the 7 most important steps of assertive behavior. The 3 that I picked out, which really stuck to me, were, the first was don't be aggressive because it's ineffective and prolongs the situation and has a tendency to make things worse when showcasing aggressive behavior. Second, listen. We've learned in class and throughout our communication careers, personal and school, that listening is the most important skill, and it shows you care and you're committed to understanding the situation with the other person as asserting yourself. And last but not least was physical cues. It asserts positive thinking and positive self-talk, and again, it's great for communication and the back and forth with the other person as you're able to make eye contact, have positive body posture, and presume your facial expressions with the other person. So those are the three steps of in being assertive when taking on your stance and whatnot. And those are what I find to be the most important. My next question asks, is being assertive appropriate in every communication? My answer is no. I believe that being assertive is only appropriate when someone's propositioning you to do something and you do not feel like you want to do what the person wants you to do, as showcased in the video that I used as my video example when giving my speech. Another good communication is when you're giving your opinion on a topic and having a back and forth discussion. It's good to assert yourself on what you're saying and stick to that and not back down and show that you do know your facts regardless of whether your answer is very popular or not. And I believe that another way is when you're in a room full of people, I believe it is necessary to assert yourself to others to let everyone know your presence and your stance no matter what it is. And again, you don't want to use assertiveness in every communication style because it can come across as bullying or being aggressive when you do not need to be. My next two questions are very similar, and they're asking, if someone perceives you as being assertive in the negative definition, how do you continue to be assertive without coming off as rude or forceful? In my speech, I relate it as very simple, is to always respect the needs of the other person and yourself. I gave the new meaning as you're confident in behavior style, no aggression or forcefulness. So no matter the situation you're involved in, there should never be any aggression or disrespect from you to the other person and from the other person to you. I stated that when you're assertive, you react to positive and negative emotions without hostility or passive behavior. So when in a situation and the other person or yourself is coming across a little bit rude, just remember that when being an assertive person, you do not react to negative and positive behavior. You do not react to passive and hostility behavior. You remain assertive and respectful to the other person at all times. And take a moment if you need to reestablish yourself. My next question asks me, what are the negatives of assertiveness? The negatives of assertiveness, according to Joseph Simplicio of Journal of Instructional Psychology, stated that the negatives are it's associated with bullies who have normally positive traits such as leadership styles and qualities, risk-taking skills, and organizational skills, but are being used to bully people. That is one negative connotation. Another one is that it can show overconfidence, can make one appear to be cocky or even narcissistic of themselves. Another one is of arrogance. That is another bad thing of assertiveness. And then the last could be controlling. A person who is over assertive finds that they're more geared towards showing more power and control of other people in the situation, and it can be counterproductive when you do not need to show those types of qualities when being assertive. So my next question asks me, advice for people who know they need to be more assertive, but how to apply it comfortably. It's a really great question. My advice for people who know they need to be more assertive and to apply it more comfortably would be just as I stated previously in my speech, is to not everyone's going to be able to bite off a big load in becoming more assertive. So I stated to just start small. Say no and let go of any guilt you have. Express yourself more and your feelings and don't be afraid to. And not everyone is going to be happy because of it, and that's okay. So those would be my things to do to start off as being aggressive and kind of work your way up. And I believe that those things will make you more comfortable as time goes on, and you'll begin to gain that self-confidence and learn to be more assertive, and in time it will be nothing to you. The next question asks, are there some situations where being assertive may be more bad than beneficial? I believe that there are situations that could be more bad than beneficial when being assertive, and I believe that's just using your good judgment and decision making. There can be a lot of situations that could come along and become tense and aggressive, and arguments can really break out. And I believe it's just using our good judgment skills to know how to be assertive in those situations, when to dial back and maybe jump forward. There was a great example that I wanted to use in class, but I chose not to, and it was from Seinfeld when one of the characters was at a movie theater and the people behind them were being very loud and obnoxious. He responded by becoming very aggressive in that manner and yelling back and forth with them, which I would not recommend to do, because again, it's a situation where you need to use good judgment skills and decision making and understand the best problem solving techniques in that situation, and yelling back and forth and becoming aggressive was not a way in dealing with that. It only exacerbated the situation and made it a much more complicated ordeal. So I would say just read the situation very carefully and always refrain from being aggressive, and sometimes it's okay to dial back. My next question asks, has assertiveness helped you with your relationship of friends? I would say that being an assertive person has helped my relationship with my friends, because I have a group of friends who are very smart individuals and everyone is very opinionated, and we have seen that it is easy for some to fall back and become shadows because they're not heard as often, or they don't know how to assert themselves. I would say that myself being an assertive person, I'm able to stick to my point of view and my opinion and assert myself in the group to become a prominent voice. And when situations arise, I'm able to stand up for myself and what I believe in. And I believe that has helped strengthen my relationship with my friends and vice versa.